right, do it to it.
All right. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of G1 Outdoors. I am super excited today. Kind of had a stroke of luck at the butcher shop. Hadn't really seen this kind of meat before. Didn't really know a whole lot about it. It looked good in the case. It's a beef coulotte or pancetta. Really, it's just the cap for the sirloin. It's got a great piece of fat down at the bottom of it, which I'll show you here in a second. Really good looking piece of beef. Been doing some research on it, and it's like the most popular cut of beef in Brazil. Some people refer to it as almost like Wagyu brisket, stuff like that. So I looked out, did not know what I was getting. Thought it was just the perfect size piece of meat. It was around $30. Really, it's like $10 a pound, so it is definitely more on the expensive side. But just looked like a really good cut of meat. And it looks like I lucked out with it. So really excited, gonna be throwing that on the pellet grill today, do some smoking with it. So pretty simple smoke with this. It's gonna be 250 degrees on the pellet grill. I do have a mixture of vinegar and water. This is half a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of vinegar. We'll spritz this for a total of 5 times every 20 minutes starting out, and then just let this cook up to temp. So stick around, should be a fun video. Looking forward to trying this new cut of meat.
Okay.
All right, so getting ready to throw it on the smoker real quick. This is around 3 pounds, so pretty decent sized cut of beef. The rub on it is a mixture of brown sugar, paprika, mustard, a lot of different things. Should be really good. You'll notice down there at the bottom, man, that's a nice, real big, thick piece of fat right down there. So just gonna toss it right in the middle, get this thing closed up, and let it smoke away. So looking forward to this. And the cool thing is, as I spritz it, these 5 times for the first 100 minutes, really, it's gonna be really kind of cool to be able to peek in on it every time I have to spritz it. So I'll be bringing y'all along for the ride so we can take a look at it as this thing cooks. Okay, everybody, we've made it our first 20 minutes. So I'm getting ready to pop this thing open, and we're gonna see what it looks like as we spritz it with our vinegar and water mixture. So, man, I must say that already looks really good. Word to the wise, test your spray bottle before you just go to spritz. There we go. Just trying to keep that outside and moist as we start our cook. So, getting ready to put this back on, and we'll be back in another 20 minutes. See you then. All right, time to spritz this thing one more time. So it's been a total of 40 minutes. Love the way it's looking. Just try to get it nice and moist again. Just keep it from completely drying out. And we'll set another 20-minute timer here as soon as we're done. So check back again, 20 minutes, we'll see what it's looking like. Okay, spritz number 3 coming up. So it's been on here a total of 60 minutes. First hour down. So we've got 2 more spritzes after this. It's looking really stinking good. I'm so excited about this piece of meat. Cannot wait. Stick around. All right, this is going to be the 4th time that we spritzed this thing. So it's been on here for an hour and 20 minutes now. Starting to look real good. Trying to get that fat to render down. The only issue that I'm running into thus far is my probe temperature. I'm trying to get it up to 130 degrees, and as you can see, that probe's already reading 161. So I'm really wondering if I've placed my probe incorrectly. I did knock my temperature down to 225 degrees instead of 250. Just trying to see if I can reduce that for now. But we're gonna set another timer for 20 minutes. I'm gonna see what my core temp is at that point, and then we'll decide on if we're gonna take it off and wrap it, or if we're gonna leave it on the smoker for a little bit longer. Stick around. All right, came back on out to the pellet grill here, and notice that my temperature on the probe is up to 172 degrees. My goal temp for this cut of meat was 130. It's definitely cooking a lot faster than I meant it to. Even if I've placed that probe poorly, it's definitely still a lot hotter than I'd like for it to be. So I'm going to be skipping a couple of steps here. I'm going to be getting a piece of meat off of the grill and wrapping it in aluminum foil. Then I'm going to be putting it into a cooler for the next 30 to 45 minutes, just to kind of let it cook off, let some more of that fat render out, let it kind of marinate in its own juices. But it's definitely cooking up a lot faster than I meant for it to. I only had it set at 250 degrees for the smoker, but it's definitely on up there. So this is a 3-pound piece of Coulotte, sorry. I have a hard time with pronunciation with this thing. It's definitely a different pronunciation than what I'm used to. So stick around, we're gonna see what it turned out like. I really hope that I haven't dried this thing out horribly, but you live, you learn, you try it again if you messed it up. All right, so we're taking it off of here 5 minutes earlier than what we're supposed to. It's coming up for another spritz in another 5 minutes. And definitely gonna see what happens with it from here. Not really sure what's caused it to cook up so fast. I mean, if you look at it, you can definitely see where I've spritzed it and where it's starting to dry off. So, not really sure. And I'm gonna check my probe placement after I pull it off, just to see what the deal is. Like I said, it's up to 178 degrees with the probe, which really makes me think that I've got the probe in a bad spot. But I also don't wanna risk overcooking this and drying up the meat. So, gotta get my aluminum foil together. Gonna wrap it tightly in aluminum foil. You've got butcher's paper that can work really well too for this. And I've maybe got enough aluminum foil to do this. So, we're gonna give her a shot and see what we can get done. I'll show you the final here in just a second after I get this thing pulled off. Like I said, putting it in a cooler for 30 to 45 minutes. See how it does from there. So, checking probe placement. That probe placement was not bad. That was right in the middle of the meat like it should have been. So there's the meat coming off. The fat's rendering down well. I'm not sure why this thing cooked up so fast. I really am not. Kind of concerning a little bit that it did cook up so quick. And I just don't have a good answer. So we'll see what we end up with. And not enough aluminum foil. So we're gonna put it on into the cooler and let it sit in there for 30, 45 minutes. See what happens. Cross your fingers. Hope this turns out. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, everybody. It's been close to 30 minutes that this thing has been sitting in the cooler, so we're gonna get popped out and get ready to slice into it. I'm looking forward to this. Ooh, it's definitely warm in that cooler. As you can see, not enough aluminum foil. I had some poor planning going on today, apparently. But it looks nice and juicy. There's a lot of juices in there from it sitting. So when we get around here, we'll get it on out and get it cut up. Now with all of these, you want to cut against the grain. You don't want to cut with the grain. If you cut with the grain, it'll make the meat definitely more tough than what it actually is. So always cut against the grain. Man, that thing is still really, really hot. Got the kids here with us. Wife's behind the camera. Everybody's excited to see how this turns out. So the grain, whenever I looked at it before we cooked it, was running like this. So I'm gonna be cutting it like this. I'm gonna start here at the point and we're gonna see how we got it. lot of fat down on this end. You can cut this as thick or as thin as you want to. Those first couple pieces coming off definitely look a little bit more on the rare side, which sounds really good to me. Oh, that looks good. What do you think, hon?
That looks amazing.
That looks like something you'd like to eat?
Oh, definitely.
All right, so let me figure out which one of these pieces of meat I'm gonna put in my mouth to tell you how it tastes. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna cut a little bit off here.
I do not like fat, Daddy.
You don't like fat in? Okay,
We'll
well, I
cut
won't
it
give
off,
you
don't
anything
worry.
with fat then. All right, let's give this a shot. That's good. Really nice and tender. I've got it cut a little bit thick, so I've got a little more chewy with that piece, but definitely something I will be making again in the future. I guess I'm gonna just try to start with a lower temperature next time and see if I can keep it on the smoker for longer. Very interesting how fast this got to where it was at core temp. Not really sure why that is, but we live, we learn, we try again. Hopefully next time it even turns out better. This is Glenn with G1 Outdoors. Be safe in the outdoors. Thanks for stopping by. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. If you like my content, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm going to post new videos, please hit the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching.